Hey everybody. So, time to debrief again. I think these little videos, Cup of Joe with Jack, today it's going to be Texas Tea and Jack, um, are kind of a video history of the experiment itself as it comes along. And so, yeah, I wanted to let you know that I kind of, the past couple days, something's been happening. I didn't really get a grasp on what it was. At first it presented itself as kind of chaos, and I felt I was losing some aspects of what I was doing as these mountains of cards grew. And take off my glasses and yeah, so even last night I was really resistant to making some of the cards, and so I sat and I pondered about that, what was going on. And you know what it was, and you know what it is I don't want to put the positive spin on it too quickly. I first want to explain the conundrum I found myself in. What was happening was, as I was trying to categorize them, right, all the little cards, all of a sudden they were presenting themselves in multiple categories. And it was kind of frustrating because I wanted to put them in their categories. They wouldn't go, or they went many ways at once. Well, let me back up a few days before that. What happened there was, I'll call them things. Other things started presenting themselves. I'll give them names. The amplituhedron, gematria, the Babylonian sexagesimal system. Am I leaving anything out? These are huge areas. The amplituhedron touches in the world of the quantum field theory. Oh, gravity. Big concepts started coming in. They wouldn't go away. Well, the first reaction of a human being who's trying to make headway with something and is presented with these things, anything, we first see it as an obstacle or a challenge. We want it to go away because we know what we're doing. We have what we're doing in place, right? Well, here we are in the third decan of Virgo, and all of a sudden, this whole new thing is happening. And I'm not a quantum physicist, and I'm not a historian that knows about the Babylonian sexagesimal system, and I'm not an occultist that knows about gematria. But nevertheless, these things came to me and asked for me to look at them with what ability I had to look at them with. And when something is given to us in life in a certain way, not random, not like we're out there seeking for a sign, but when the sign comes, we do owe it to ourselves to understand it, right? So here I was with this plethora of stuff. And like I said last night, I kind of met myself face to face and said, I noticed the resistance in myself, and I can handle my own predicaments because that's what this is all about. So I'm going to be patient. I'm going to define this predicament as well as I can, consider it, ask for guidance on it from my higher self, and see what comes of it. So I labored through and I got my cards made. Some had a couple categories on them. Some had a line drawn through one category and me forcing it, saying, no, it's going to go into this one. Some I just left to. By the time I was done, all I could be grateful for was I had pressed on and I had gotten through it. Okay. Good night's sleep. Wake up this morning. And now I'm dreaming of the amplituhedron. And I'm like, okay, these things have definitely entered my consciousness. And I really, really, really need to come to an understanding of what's going on. So I wrote about it this morning, reflected on this morning, and I said, you know, there's progress in the process, even within one sign. What I believe is happening is these this expansion of consciousness, these new connections of neural pathways are beginning to happen. Now I have a choice. Like I said, I can resist it and push it away, which would be really self-defeating, or I can say, I'm in a new place now. What is this? What's going on here? And look at it with the positive attitude. So the whole thing is, right, get behind your attitude. Our attitudes come as a result of our circumstances in life. So often we want to say that we bring our own circumstances into being. No, I think perhaps that we can take that idea a little bit too far in New Thought, right? Our attitude is a result of our consequence of our circumstances, but it still does not remove the obligation or the responsibility to get behind our attitude to further our understanding of ourselves. So I said, okay, time to turn this around from a negative to a positive. What's going on here? And where's my higher self leading me? I know some of the components, right? I know amplitude-hedron, sexagesimal system, gematria, gravity. I know these things, and I'm experiencing the new neural network that's starting to take place in my own brain, as I can see while writing down a card of experience, the multiple categories it fits into, the collision of experiences with other experiences. I can see them through time. I know that this one went back to that one, and I'm starting to see that. It's very exciting, but it's very new, and so that's the reason for this video. So what now this is going to get a little silly, but it's not silly. Da Vinci said, study the art of science and the science of art if you want to develop a complete and full mind. So when I am aware of that, I say, time to go to art. Time to go to art. Time to let all of this electricity that's running through my neural networks, all this rational, logical thinking, this warring of the human mind with, opportunity, go to art. And one of the little ideas I had a while back, I don't know which degree or whatever, is something I can find out, is I was, my muffin tin, my little 6-component, 6-spot muffin tin had come into my mind, and I thought, well, that I was kind of in a semi-conscious state as it was as I was waking up one morning, and I thought, well, 6, I said, we have the 6-pointed star from this, but we are going through a series of 5. That's not going to work. And my rational mind interfered with my imaginative mind. But that muffin tin idea has kept coming up. So today, when I knew I needed to take this to art, I did one thing. I went to the children's video, The Muffin Man. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man, the Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man who lives on Drury Lane? Well, I knew that part of it, but I wanted to hear the whole song. I wanted to get in the groove of the Muffin Man. Oh, by the way, this shirt is so cool. See, it says Neil. Okay, my dad was a semi-pro golfer. Oh, no, he was a golfing coach. That was later years. When I was born, he was a semi-pro bowler. This is the shirt he was wearing the night I was born. So I wear this sometimes as my jammies or just my casual wear around the house with a pair of pants. Anyways, I meant to explain that at first, like, what the hell is she wearing? So it makes me feel good. It's one of my comfy pieces of clothing. I love it so much. Okay, so I listened to it. Well, the next verses, and you guys can go listen to this on YouTube. The Muffin Man, after they sing that verse, then comes the Ice Cream Man. Do you know the Ice Cream Man? The Ice Cream Man, the Ice Cream Man. Do you know the Ice Cream Man who lives on Drury Lane? And then comes the Fruit Stand Man. Do you know the Fruit Stand Man? The Fruit Stand Man, the Fruit Stand Man. Do you know the Fruit Stand Man who lives on Drury Lane? And I got it. Everything lives in one place. It's a division of labor. I think the most beautiful part of the song that I got was after we were introduced first to the Muffin Man, and second, the Ice Cream Man, and third, the Fruit Stand Man. The 4th verse was the Muffin Man again. He begins it and he ends it. I could say a lot about that, but I'm just going to say it was a sweet message that it's okay to become, in fact, it's necessary to become childlike again, to refresh our energies by going into art and the freedom of creation, to allow the mind to clear itself, expand the consciousness in the imaginative way. So the magic, the energy, the determination, all these things that we apply so intently at the rational level can have a chance to allow things to blossom. And with that word, let me show you what I've been doing. I'm gonna finish up my video while let's see if you'll be able to see. All right, so my muffin tin turned into this because as I thought about it and asked for direction, what about the muffin tin? All of a sudden I saw the muffin liners, right? Okay, so the muffin liners. So I started making things. So I'm just going to keep making them while I finish talking. Those are my extras. These are my little... Okay, so what would I like to tell you? What's going to happen with the inner structure process as I now see it, as I see and experience what's happening, is that, you remember how I talked about, wouldn't it be nice to go quantum with our character development? Are we keeping up? And we'll put a little hole in that, and I kind of scalloped them, and I'm just going to put them together. I think that's, I'm starting to see some fruition of that. So that this represents to me the amplituhedron. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about. Is one of our visitors. We'll call him the ice cream man. Here's the muffin man. He's been around for a while. He's my system, but I didn't know how to use him. So now we're going to add the ice cream man. Okay? Maybe the fruit stand man will be all the colors, because I can see colors coming into this, coming into play. And so, anyway, the amplituhedron, I don't know that anybody needs or would want to look it up, but the amplituhedron is a discovery by recent physicists that it was not designed, it was discovered. It was discovered as a multidimensional jewel-like object at the center of quantum field theory, or whatever. I'm not going to be too good with explaining all this. There's plenty of articles. Maybe I'll try and link those in there so you guys can take a look at them. But anyway, the interesting thing about it is it's a star. It's a 5-pointed star, except that there's only 2 main points showing. The rest just kind of, they're potential, but they haven't filled out yet. Well, what are we given? What 2 would we be given? Complete, already whole in and of themselves. What 2 are we guaranteed in life? What 2 things? Other than taxes. Life and death. Beginning and ending. The emergence of something and the final consummation of something. That can be weighted, right? Can be a lifetime, depending on what we do with our lifetimes, can be fulfilling, or maybe we just made a little tiny bit of progress. Maybe we didn't make a lot of progress. But those 2 are given, the beginning and the end. The alpha and the omega are given. So I'm going to let these represent the silver. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to, I was pulling down the sides to give it a little bit of a 3-dimensional flower kind of effect. Hold on, let me fix these. Okay, so there's one. Oh, they look much better that way. Much better. Okay. Yeah, forgot about one of the steps. All right. So we're given the alpha and the omega. We begin life, we end life. But in between, the gap as they call it, what do we do with life? Well, in the 5-pointed star system, which is like our 5 fold of experimental, sensitive, receptive, responsible, and inspired. These are things you'll all learn if you participate in the inner structure, but for right now I'm just going to name them off like you do know, because somewhere in you do know. Now, aren't those beautiful? I don't know if you can see them. Aren't they beautiful? So we have the beginning and we have the ending, okay? And in between is all of our life experience. So now I can take an experience of life, let's say, well, why don't we say, let's start with positive things. Let's say something really, oops, hold on just a minute. Okay. Let's say something really positive happens. And let's say we're going to give that the color yellow. And let's say that experience touched on a lot of things. Let's say it had something to do with astrology, it had something to do with family, and let's say it had something to do with a synchronistic event like a golden monarch butterfly landing on my hand or something, right? Well, then I could take and make 3 yellow layers and scallop them and put them where they belonged, because there's 6 stars in every sign. No, there's, yeah, there's 6. Yeah, there's 6. Well, anyway, see, I'm getting confused. This is why we go to art, though, because this is something I can look at and say, these are flowers waiting to bloom with my life experiences. Okay? That's all I wanted to share with you. Do you know the Muffin Man? Do you know the Ice Cream Man? Do you know the Fruit Stand Man? It seems to be what the childlike spirit in me is asking for me to understand, that they're all part of, they all live on Drury Lane. And with that, maybe I'll find my way to Drury Lane. Anyway, love you all. Just wanted to share that insight with you. This is becoming quite the adventure, unexpectedly so. Something's happening, and I just wanted to share it with you. So, have a beautiful day. I love you. Bye-bye.